10 traits of people who don't need everyone's approval. Do you ever feel like you're walking on eggshells to please everyone around you? In a world that often pressures us to seek approval, there are individuals who stand out. Those who don't need everyone's approval to thrive. They move with confidence, make bold choices, and stay true to themselves, no matter what others think. In this video, we'll explore the 10 special traits that set these remarkable people apart. Stick around, because these traits could inspire you to live more authentically. Some people radiate an aura of independence and confidence, standing out because they don't rely on others' approval to validate their worth. These individuals have mastered the art of self-acceptance, emotional resilience, and clarity in their values. They aren't afraid to face judgment or criticism because they understand that living authentically is far more rewarding than conforming to societal expectations. This mindset doesn't mean they're rude, selfish, or inconsiderate. It means they've developed a strong sense of self that allows them to live freely and unapologetically. Let's dive into the 10 traits that make these people so unique and inspiring. 1. Strong personal boundaries. People who don't seek universal approval excel at setting and upholding boundaries. They understand that saying yes to everyone often means saying no to themselves. These boundaries are not about being unkind or selfish. They're about protecting their emotional, mental, and physical energy. They recognize the signs of overcommitment and learn to communicate their limits assertively. This skill ensures they maintain control over their time and energy, rather than being at the mercy of others' expectations. Importantly, they don't feel guilty for prioritizing their own needs, as they know it's essential for long-term well-being. Imagine being invited to multiple social events in a single weekend, leaving no time for rest or personal interests. While many might reluctantly accept all invitations to avoid offending anyone, these individuals confidently decline or suggest alternate plans that suit their schedule. 2. Value-driven decision-making. These individuals make choices based on their deeply held personal values, not on what's popular or expected by others. This focus on values acts as their internal compass, guiding them even when external pressures try to sway them. They're not afraid to take the road less traveled if it aligns with their principles. Whether it's choosing the career that reflects their passion rather than societal expectations, or standing up for a cause they believe in, they prioritize integrity over conformity. Consider someone refusing to participate in office gossip. While others may feel pressured to join in for camaraderie, a value-driven person chooses to remain neutral or redirect the conversation, maintaining their integrity. 3. Authenticity. Authenticity is one of their defining traits. They embrace who they are, their quirks, flaws, and unique perspectives. They don't feel the need to wear a mask or pretend to be someone they're not. This authenticity stems from a place of self-acceptance. They understand that true connection with others can only happen when they present themselves honestly. As a result, they attract people who appreciate them for who they genuinely are, rather than for a polished facade. At a networking event, instead of trying to impress everyone with rehearsed lines or exaggerated achievements, they openly share their real experiences, goals, and challenges. This honesty often leaves a more lasting impression than superficial small talk. 4. Comfort with rejection. One of the most empowering traits is their ability to handle rejection without internalizing it. They understand that rejection is a part of life and doesn't diminish their worth. Instead of viewing it as a failure, they see it as an opportunity to learn and grow. They don't take rejection personally because they know it often reflects someone else's preferences, not their own value. This resilience allows them to keep moving forward without dwelling on the past. If they apply for a competitive job and don't get it, they don't spiral into self-doubt. They analyze the experience, identify areas for improvement, and move on to the next opportunity with confidence. 5. Internal validation. Unlike those who seek external validation through praise, likes, or approval, these individuals derive their self-worth from within. They have a clear sense of their own value, and their confidence doesn't waver based on others' opinions. This internal validation allows them to stay grounded and focused on their own goals and accomplishments. They celebrate their achievements privately and don't feel the need to broadcast them for external affirmation. After completing a challenging fitness goal, they feel proud and fulfilled, even if no one else notices or acknowledges their success. 6. Resilience to criticism. criticism doesn't derail their confidence or diminish their belief in themselves. They have the emotional strength to separate constructive feedback from malicious comments. They view helpful criticism as a tool for growth and ignore negativity that's meant to harm rather than help. They also recognize the source of criticism. If someone criticizes them out of envy or insecurity, they don't let it affect them. Instead, they stay focused on their own journey. If someone criticizes their work in a public forum, they calmly evaluate whether the feedback has merit. If it's valid, they use it to improve. If it's baseless, they disregard it without a second thought. 7. Genuine relationships. Rather than spreading themselves thin trying to please everyone, they prioritize deep and meaningful connections. They value quality over quantity in their relationships and focus on building bonds with people who truly matter. These individuals don't waste time maintaining superficial relationships or seeking approval from acquaintances. They invest their energy in people who accept and appreciate them for who they are. Instead of trying to impress a large social circle, they spend time with a close group of friends or family who uplift and support them. 8. Decisiveness. They trust their instincts and make decisions with confidence. They don't waste time overanalyzing or worrying about how others might perceive their choices. Once they make a decision, they stand by it and move forward without regret. Their decisiveness often inspires respect from others, as it demonstrates clarity and self-assuredness. When choosing between two job offers, they focus on what aligns with their goals and values rather than seeking input from dozens of people or worrying about external opinions. 9. Self-compassion. They treat themselves with kindness and forgiveness, especially when things don't go as planned. They understand that nobody is perfect, and they don't hold themselves to unrealistic standards. This self-compassion allows them to bounce back from mistakes and setbacks with resilience and optimism. If they miss an important deadline, they acknowledge their mistake, learn from it, and move on rather than beating themselves up over it endlessly. 10. Purpose-driven living. Their lives are centered around pursuing meaningful goals and passions. They don't waste time or energy chasing popularity or superficial validation. Instead, they focus on what truly matters to them and what brings them joy and fulfillment. This purpose-driven mindset keeps them grounded and ensures they stay true to themselves, regardless of external opinions. They may dedicate their time to a creative project, volunteer work, or building a business that reflects their values, rather than striving to conform to societal expectations. These 10 traits are not only empowering, but also liberating. By embodying these characteristics, anyone can cultivate a more authentic, fulfilling, and self-assured life. Thanks for watching.